Hi guys, today I'm going to be doing the unpopular book opinion tag. I think this is going to be a fun tag video to do, so keep watching to hear my answers. The first question is a popular book or series that you didn't like. So I don't read a lot of books that I don't like, but my answer for this one is The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender by Leslie Walton. I did read this book a long time ago, so if I read it now I might like it more, but when I read it I just remember really not liking it. And the reason I chose this one is because I've heard a lot of booktubers say how much they love it, which just really surprised me because I didn't. So the second question is a popular book or series that everyone seems to hate but you love. So I chose the Selection series by Kiara Cass because it gets a lot of hate, and I know it's not groundbreaking literature, but it's still just really entertaining and a fun read, and I like it because of how kind of lighthearted and fun it was to read. The third question is a love triangle where the main character ended up with the person you did not want them to end up with, or a one true pair that you don't like. So spoilers for this part. What? That's what I was gonna say. Oh. So spoilers for the Hunger Games series. If you haven't read those to the end, don't watch this part. What's her name? Katniss. Katniss ends up with Peeta, which is fine, whatever, but I loved Gale from the beginning. I just thought I thought Katniss and Gale should have ended up together, and then when Liam Hemsworth played Gale in the Hunger Games, how could she have chosen Peeta? How? Have you seen Liam Hemsworth? I can't even deal with it, so that's my answer for that. I would have chosen you, Gale. Just so you know. The fourth question is a popular book genre that you hardly reach for. I feel like I do a pretty good job of reading across the board for genres, but that's not true. Like, I just feel that way. I know if I actually looked at it, it would not be evenly dispersed. So my answer for this one is science fiction, nonfiction, and horror. Out of the three of those, I probably read science fiction the most, but I very rarely read science fiction, and if it is, it's like very watered down kiddie science fiction because that stuff does not compute in my brain. I never ever read horror. You could not pay me to read a horror book. Never doing that. Will never do that. I do read a lot of thrillers, but I wouldn't call them horror books. And then nonfiction. I will say that the nonfiction books I do read, I love. Like, they stick with me, I love them, I think about them all the time. I just never reach for nonfiction because it's not as interesting to me as a fiction book. This is gonna be controversial. The next question is a popular book character that you did not like. And to be honest, I couldn't really think of one. So I chose two characters that I still like. Emphasizing that I still like them, but I do not love them as much as everybody else does. So I chose Professor McGonagall from Harry Potter and Dumbledore. So don't shoot me. Don't kick me off BookTube. But I like them. I think they're great characters, but out of the Harry Potter characters, like, those two just are not as high up on the list for me as characters that I like, and I know other people like would die for them, so I just don't like them as much as everybody else.
Dumbledore rules.
Shut up. Number 6, a popular author that you can't seem to get into. So for this one, I chose Cassandra Clare. I don't even know the series names of the books she's written, but I hear so many people talk about them, and they sound really good based off how much other people love them. But I've tried to read the first one like a bazillion times, and I only get to page 20. So I would love to read the whole series because everybody seems to love them. I just can't get into her right now. Okay, number 7 is, I like this question, but you're not gonna like my answer. The question is a popular book trope that that you are tired of seeing. So for example, Lost Princess, Corrupt Ruler, Love Triangles, etc. My answer is none, because I love tropes. I love the cliche plot lines for books. I love love triangles. I don't know why people don't like those because I think they're awesome. There's just no like cliche tropes that I don't like. I can't think of any, at least. So my answer is none. Number 8 is a popular series that you have no interest in reading. For this answer, I chose the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas because I've read the first one and I didn't read any of the rest of them. And I know her books are, you either really love them or you really hate them, but I didn't really love or hate it. Like, it didn't really keep my interest enough to keep reading because I thought it was such like complex fantasy that it took a lot of brain power, and I just don't have that much to read a series. So right now I'm just not interested in reading her Throne of Glass series. I read the first one, might reread it again someday and finish the series, and then I read A Court of Thorns and Roses, and again, I liked it, but I didn't love it. And I tried to read the second one, and I've been halfway through it for like a year or so. Her books just don't really stick with me for some reason. Okay, and the last question is, the saying goes, the book is always better than the movie, but what movie or TV show adaptation do you prefer more than the book? So, I chose The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas, which we just saw. We saw it on our honeymoon. And it was so good. I knew I would like the movie, but it was amazing. It was so good, and I think everybody needs to see it. It was like funny and enjoyable, but just so hard-hitting and so good. I also chose Harry Potter, obviously, because the books aren't better than the movies, but the movies aren't better than the books, but the movies are amazing. Like, you can't dispute that, so that's a really good adaptation. And then the last one is Ella Enchanted. I don't know if you've ever read that book, but it's really good. And the movie's awesome too. I like the movie a lot, so I just chose that because I feel like that's a book to movie adaptation that nobody reads the book. And the movie's great if you like Anne Hathaway. So those are my answers for the unpopular book opinion tag video. I hope you liked them, and don't kick me off BookTube. Bye guys.